Welcome back, everybody, to the CHG podcast.
Hi
That
guys.
is David. My name is RJ. We are CHG Casual Hardcore Gamers. This is our gaming podcast where we try to be smart, I guess, with the gaming industry,
We try.
and funny.
We
I'll,
talk we talk like we're smart. We definitely talk like we're
we
smart.
sound like it. We have good,
Yeah.
smart sounding voices, and we
Yeah. We
know
definitely
we
we definitely think what we say is right.
and we know mid-level words, mid-level difficulty words to say
Yeah.
too. So that kind of
Yeah.
bumps us up a little bit. Um,
But guys, by the time you watch this, or if you watch it on Monday or Sunday, whatever, I'm gonna be 30 on the day after this comes out, which is crazy. So happy birthday to me.
Yeah, his birthday's on the 31st, or is it 30th?
31st. Yeah,
31st. Yes, the
31st
last
on
day of
Monday.
January.
On Monday.
And he's having a crisis and deep down inside.
I've settled
Um,
with it.
he says that, but I'm sure deep down inside it hurts. I'm turning 29 2 months from now, so it is what it is. So yeah, guys, last week I had my own existential breakdown because of the Microsoft buyout of Activision. Mainly because I'm worried what's in the future for Crash, Spyro, and Tony Hawk. I don't give a fuck about COD. Actually, that's funny. Like both of us don't really give a shit.
No.
Even if Sony had bought Activision, you'd be like, nah, you
Yeah,
wouldn't care
yeah.
at all.
I mean,
You
it wouldn't affect my life at all.
no, not the zero bit. And if
Uh,
like and if let's say Activision didn't own Crash, Spyro, or Tony Hawk, right? But they had COD still, and they're like, hey guys, you can COD PlayStation. I'd be like, what does this mean for me? What is this does nothing for me. So it's funny, like the biggest thing neither of us care about because we're real gamers anyways. So this is gonna be a part two actually to that, but it's not gonna be as sad and me crying half the time because we're gonna be talking about
Even
the
more
other
stuff we don't care about.
yeah the other ramifications of the buyout that we alluded to at the end of the podcast last week about on the mobile and the PC front. Granted, like David said, we don't care about it as much, so we don't know about it as much, but we do know enough to have conversations about it and to really speculate and hypothesize what may or may not happen or what this just could mean basically for Microsoft, right? But because of that, we're gonna kind of keep things regular. We're not gonna just dedicate the whole thing to that one thing like last week, but so we'll start off like normal. What we're playing, I'll go off because I actually don't have as much this time for once. So first of all, I finished Soma. I was playing that on my own because Travis and I are done with it, and so man, that game. I'll tell you something, man. I'm so glad they added a safe mode difficulty to it where you can't die. I am so happy they added that, bro, because I'm already scared. I'm already freaking out. The last thing I need now is to worry about death. Because Soma, guys that made Amnesia, they do horror the way I personally feel like horror should be done. Just with atmosphere, tense, moments, the possibility of like, could something be there? And if it's not, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm about to pass out. I'm gonna have a heart attack, and then it gets you when you least expect it, right? Um, and so
Yeah.
that's how that game is. I'm already like in that. I mean, I think I personally like that horror better, but I don't like horror at all. So like that's the horror that gets me even worse than like just jump scare horror. Um, because at least jump scare can come and go, but like the way they do it, it never ends, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. But anyways, the story is so fucking trippy, bro. Like I'm still like wrapping my head around it. It's like Bioshock levels of weird. Because like the main situation is so like I guess this comet came and destroyed the Earth, right? Or not destroyed it, but the Earth is still standing, but civilization basically wiped out, right? Except for this like these people that were on this like submarine base that were like, I think they knew it was coming, and they were trying to build like this basically this like digital utopia for the rest of humanity, or at least the people who were on that sea base, to put like a digitized version of their mind into that, and then they were going to launch that into space. But the weird thing is that the body still stays where it is, but there's
Yeah, it's
still
just like a
consciousness.
copy.
Yeah, they just make
Yeah,
a
so like it
copy.
just copies their brain. So like their body still is gonna like live and die, but
Yeah,
then
it's
their brain
but like they have the
is living
consciousness
on
of like
forever.
both, and like you find out who you play as, like when because you start off as you, but then you go into like a machine, and then that's when you get transplanted out, and you find out you're not even in your actual body, you're in someone else's body. And so all that happened, and I'm like, what the hell, bro? Like, I'm so lost. Like, like, not only I feel it's like I'm scared and confused. Like, it's not a good combination. But I beat it. I finished it. I don't know there's other endings. I don't care. I'm not getting them. I just wanted to be done because like all the trophies are just basically beat the game and you get them. So I'm like, great. I beat it. I'm done. Um, so that's over. I'm playing Kingdom Hearts on stream, as some people may have seen. I'm playing Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, the best Kingdom Hearts game. I don't know if you know anything about Chain of Memories, but it's not good. Um, it was initially on the GBA back in like 2003,
Okay, yeah.
and it was a card
Yeah,
game.
that's the one that ported and it just wasn't
Yeah, well,
great.
some of them have been, a lot have been ported, but like that one's probably the least acclaimed.
Yeah.
But it was initially a card game at first, but then when they brought it over to initially to the PS2 back in 2008, they they were like, okay, let's keep the cards, but let's make everything else how the other Kingdom Hearts games are, like 1 and 2. So the real time action RPG style, but you
Mm.
could only attack and do anything unless you have like with these cards. So they took that, but like it's so fucking stupid. I hate it because
Yeah.
it's like
That sounds
you
weird.
run out of cards, you can't attack. You're full of health. You're not like dead, but you can't attack because no more cards. Like what? That's so fucking stupid. Um, so like it's just so dumb. But I'm playing it on proud mode on stream, as some people have seen. I did Kingdom Hearts 1 on stream on proud mode, and I'm continuing on with this one. I'm hoping to just hopefully be done. I've gotten through the first two worlds, or yeah, I beat I beat Traverse Town. I finished Agrabah, and then I think I just about done with it. Oh, I'm about to be finished with Olympus. We're gonna fight Hades next. Um, but yeah, so far it's been okay. I've only died like once to Jafar, and that was it. But so far it's been okay. But I know more's coming. But that's what I'm doing on stream. And then the last thing is I'm playing Neo remastered on PS5, and I'm so happy. Oh my gosh! Oh, the addiction's coming right back, man. I was in recovery for a couple years, and it just came back. I'm an addict again.
Now is
Oh,
it all that much better or is it just the same?
so visually, I can't really see. I guess the colors are more vibrant, I guess, because I have HDR on my TVs and I didn't have that before, so I have HDR going. I chose I forget if I chose 4K or I chose the 120 FPS. I think I chose 120 FPS
That
version.
makes sense for that game.
Um, well, I think I'm gonna try 4K later just to see. I don't know my TV. I think my TV could do 4K. I still have the box. I think it could do 4K. Yeah, it says I can do 4K, so I guess I'll try that out. Um, but I would say the loading times are faster, but
Yeah, should be.
the loading wasn't that bad to begin with, honestly, because everything's
Yeah,
mission based, right? It's not one world. It doesn't have to load up a whole world. It's load up just a smaller bit of
yeah,
the map.
yeah.
So the loading times honestly weren't ever really long, and there's always like a little thing to read of each, where you're at. You remember from DO2, like a little bit of
Yeah, yeah.
to read. By the time you're done reading that, the loading's done. Right, so it wasn't. They did a good way of making to where the loading is not a big deal.
So, yeah, like
Um,
the funny thing is for me, right, is that I'll play games where they have like something to read or look at or something,
yeah.
but those loading so fast that like there's no way I can read any of it. So like it comes
Oh
up there, I
yeah,
start to
yeah,
read,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
get like two sentences in, and it's just like, oh, it's loaded, and
yeah.
I wish like that, and like it's a whole new issue. Like I'm almost like I wish there was a button that like I could push to like go into the load. So like if I wanted to continue reading, I could.
Yeah,
Like so, it's a whole new issue.
or do it like Neo, where it doesn't just automatically start the
Yeah,
level
that's what
or
I mean.
mission or
Yeah,
whatever. Just
yeah,
okay, it's like loading. Okay, now press X to go, and so then I can
yeah,
actually read the tips or whatever you're showing me. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, but I mean, it is faster though, because like I'll click to start a mission, and like the loading's there for like half a second, and then it's ready to
yeah,
go, which is good for
yeah,
me because I've already read all this stuff because I played Neo 1 already, so I can just skip through it. Um, but it's not like it's a major improvement or anything, because the loading screens weren't really bad ever to begin with in that game.
yeah.
Um, but other than that, everything I can't tell if it's just because I'm just a smarter player this time around, or maybe they balance some things in the PS5 version. But like, man, I'm cleaning up, man. I am
Well,
cleaning
with
cleaning through this.
the higher FPS, you're able to like it's there's more frames for you to react to.
Mm,
So like it's a lot, you have a lot, not a lot, but you have better reaction times
I see.
because there's more frames.
Cause I was noticing like I was just
More
dodging
happens
better.
more happens in
Less
uh
time.
less time or less
Okay,
frames.
I see.
Or
I see that.
I guess I should say less things happen in each frame because there's more
Okay,
frames.
yeah. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like a slow mo. Obviously not, but like it's like a
Well,
slow mo
okay. So
version
like
of
for
things.
example, when you do the in a Guitar Hero where you
Yeah.
tick up the speed,
Hmm.
like that's pretty much what it is.
I see. Which is
Yeah.
good for me because I play Guitar Hero on Hyperspeed 4 and sometimes
Yeah.
5. So that actually works well for me because my brain works well moving at that faster pace.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I'm just not dying as much. Like, and enemies that usually would give me a hard time, like all the time, like the fucking bird tengus. I hate those things. They would always give me a hard time. But I was like cleaning these. I'm like, what is going? I'm thinking like, okay, I know I'm better this time around. I know what I'm doing, but like, this is almost ridiculous. Like, so but either way, I'm happy. It's been fun. I'm on the second difficulty. I beaten the DLCs, beaten the game. I'm just like going through the second difficulty now, and just honing the build my axe build that I have, and then there's I'm not done. I don't have all the trophies yet. I'm just kind of cleaning up, going through the second playthrough, and then there's 5 playthroughs in all, or 5 difficulties, and we'll be going through at least 4 of them. Yeah, it's gonna be. Oh man, say hello to another 500 hours for me. And that's just on Neo 1, bro. Like, I still got Neo 2 after. Oh my gosh, it's so. That's why that was like the one PS5 game I wanted. So I was like, I know I'm going to get my money out of that. I'm going to get some monies out of that, man. Watch, I didn't pay for it. Those are gifts. But regardless, I'm going to get
Yeah.
it, like, for that one. So that's me. That's what's going on with me. What have you been doing?
So I've been cycling through Psychonauts 2, which we talked about on a
Not
podcast
last
side
week, but the week before, I
the week
believe.
before that. So I've been playing that still. I was just playing Need for Speed Heat before we got on stream, before we got on to record. That's fun. And then I've been playing Madden again. I mentioned that last time. So I played through an entire season where I played every game, only offense. But I played every game, and I set the I went perfect 16-0, perfect 19-0, won the Super Bowl. I set the records for um, most passing touchdowns in a season, most receptions in a season, most receiving yards in a season, most receiving touchdowns in a season. I ran for over 2,000 yards. I was third all time in yards for rushing, and also I think second all time for passing yards. So I pretty much obliterated everybody. And I didn't play on all Madden. I played on all pro. So the one right below the one you can the top one. So I don't know. It was fun. I'm trying the second season. I don't know if I'll get all the way through it just because I might lose
I was about
interest.
to ask you, too, what difficulty were you on?
Yeah, all
Um,
pro. All Madden, to me, all Madden is just unfair. Like they catch everything. It's just unfair. But I probably won't last. I'll probably get distracted because on the 28th, here in 3 days, Pokemon Arceus is coming out, and I got that paid off, ready to go. So I'm gonna be playing Pokemon Arceus. So I'm
is it a
pretty
bummer at all
stoked.
that you have to pay for games now?
I mean, yeah. I probably would. I had bought in Pokemon Diamond when I was still working there. But yeah, a little bit, especially on this one where like it's not the conventional Pokemon formula. So like I would like to have tried it out before I commit the $60 to it. But most of it was paid in trade in when I traded in Pokemon Diamond. Uh, so yeah,
But
but
he means Brilliant Diamond, by the way, guys.
yeah, whatever.
I thought
Um,
you meant Diamond, honestly, back in 2010.
Oh
That's
no,
what
no,
I honestly thought you
Brilliant
meant
Diamond.
Diamond.
Yes, I traded in my Brilliant Diamond copy, and it paid for like $50 of it. So because there was a trade in promotion. Um, so yeah, I'm I'm excited to play it. It's a little bit different formula, but I'm hoping that it'll be everything that we
It
want from a
won't.
Pokemon game.
Don't say that. Just say some things. Don't say everything, because then
Some
you're
things.
gonna be,
Uh,
you will not.
yeah,
Because next week, mark my words. Next week he'll be bitching about this game.
we'll see.
Next week
Hey, we'll see
he
if it
will say,
answers.
"Man, the experience share is still automatic." He's
Bro,
gonna be
yeah.
so mad. He's
So
gonna be
like,
so
we'll
mad.
see. I think this channel already knows. I got 3 things: experience share being not being able to turn off, weak rival characters, and Pokemon not being able to follow you outside the Pokeball. So, Brilliant Diamond had one of the 3 fixed,
And he was still mad.
and
And
that
he
came
was
like
still
halfway
mad.
through the game too, which is stupid.
You
But
see, he can't even be happy.
no, can't even be happy about that. And it didn't even work well because
Come on, man.
because of Pokemon's run animations, like most of the Pokemon I left behind because they're too fucking slow. So like I would be running and then like my little Pokemon would be like, oh, I'm waddling. Yeah,
Oh my gosh,
so
you're
I'll
just
come
never
back on that.
happy.
I'll come back.
Yeah, next week, mark my words, people. He will not be happy. I did see this morning though that they didn't show them straight up. They show silhouettes of the final forms of the starters,
Well, we
and they're
know
going
the
to be
starters
different.
already. Oh, really? They're going to be
No,
different?
yeah, they're different
Oh.
variations. Yeah,
Oh,
they won't. They won't.
that's pretty fucking cool then.
Yeah, they're not. They're going to be Hisui. I don't know how to say it. Hisui.
The
Hisui.
new region variant.
It sounds Chinese. It
But
sounds
that's
Chinese
weird that
inspired.
their starter variants are the same. That's a little weird. Whatever.
I don't know.
I'm game.
They
Maybe
showed silhouettes this morning of it.
maybe
That's
the
all I
middle
know.
ones will be a little bit different too. That'd be interesting. If they were just like a little bit different and then the final form's like way different.
I couldn't tell you.
Eh.
Oh, because they didn't show it, as far as I know. Maybe they did. Maybe someone.
I'll let you know.
I didn't see any.
I'll let you
I
know.
didn't see any. So I saw silhouettes. Who are you going to choose?
I probably Owlette because I never got to play that game that Owlette was in.
You didn't play Sun and Moon?
I didn't play Sun and Moon, so I'll probably pick him.
Yeah. I would choose Cyndaquil.
Yeah, I mean he's my favorite, but because I didn't get to play with,
I love Cyndaquil.
Because I didn't get to play with him, I'll probably pick him.
I don't know what. I feel like I have a soft spot for Gen. I think Gen 2 might be my favorite Gen. I'm not sure.
Gen 2 is
out of the
awesome.
out of the 4 that I've played so far, I think 2 might be my favorite, and I don't know why. I think I just have fonder memories with 2 than I do with 1.
Yeah.
I feel like 2 was just a more refined version of 1.
2 has my favorite.
Crazy.
2 has my favorite antagonist all time.
His antagonist, that's a good antagonist.
He's a badass.
He's a good badass.
None of his fights are easy. Like from the get go. Like I remember a time where like I was stuck in an area because like you're kind of like stuck. You can't go backwards. You have to go forwards, and he challenges you. And like he was kicking my ass, and I had to grind levels in the like little grass patch. And like I know like for some people that might seem like a really bad game mechanic, like that they would trap you into that. Me, I'm like, I fucking loved it. Like I was like, I didn't train hard enough. Now I gotta grind out levels. I loved it.
Yeah, there were a couple times I lost to him back in the day.
I think he's the only
it was cool that
I've ever lost to.
I think it was also pretty cool that he had like I wouldn't say secret, but he has like an extra rival battle in the Elite Four. So you fight him at first in Elite Four, but you can fight him again in the Elite Four if you keep repeating it. And then he'll have a Crobat, which people mention because the only way you can get a Crobat is by giving Golbat friendship.
Oh yeah.
No, friendship value. Which if you think about his character, it's like character arc.
And as you fight him, he kind of like questions his thinking
himself,
on all that.
like he has a Prince Zuko character arc. People,
I didn't know that. That's cool.
He did Prince Zuko before Prince Zuko did Prince
Zuko.
Where
is this Pokemon Company? Where did you go? You give me fucking Wallop or whatever honestly, the fuck his name is.
That was the last one because Gen 3 was pretty bad too. I mean, you had a rival, yes, but like
it was better.
He was just there. He or she was just there. They just showed up.
Progressively worse.
They just showed up, right? And you just battled them.
Because Gen 3 was just the opposite one that you didn't pick, right?
Yeah, it was either the guy or the girl that you didn't choose.
Yeah.
But like it was just there was no arc, there was no nothing. There was no development. It was kind of just showed up and then be like, I gotta get tougher, and then left. And it's okay. Like they just showed up at certain points in the game, and it's like, and then like when you're supposed to fight them right before the victory, right at the end of Victory Road, and it's like, I'm gonna take you on. Oh wait, no, it's Wally you fight. My bad. I don't remember where you last fight your rival, but it's like I don't have no reason to care. There's no there was more development with Wally than there was with your rival. And Wally, you fight like 2 times in the game. I'm talking the originals, not I don't know about the remakes, but in the originals, like that's all you did, and he had better character development than your rival does, and it's like,
well, I love the rival for 2. He's just like he'll show up and be like, "Hey, what up, bitch?"
Yeah, and
like,
kick you. If you talk to him, he's outside the professor's building at the start. He's like, "Get out of here!" and just literally kicks you away.
He's like, "What up, bitch? I'm about to kick your ass. Let's go."
What up? See my red hair? What of it? See my awesome red hair? And he always has a different pose when you fight him too.
Yeah,
he has different poses, and I was like, I love it when enemies have different.
Because he's too cool.
Gary had that too. Gary had different poses too, which was cool. At least in yellow version he did. I don't remember in red and blue, but yellow he did, which that was always cool too, right? It shows like, it's development, like it's something new, it's different, right? This is gonna be a crazy battle because he's standing up this time. Anyway, so yeah, mark my words. A week from now, David will be bitching about Arceus. Anyway, so we're gonna move on to like a little fun question. This doesn't really fit our motif, but I figure might as well ask it anyways. Out of everything is supposed to come out this year, what are you most excited for?
Oh, Elden Ring.
I think you're gonna say that. I knew you were gonna fucking
say sure.
That. I wanted to honestly say, with besides Elden Ring, what you most what you was looking forward to the most?
Bro, I don't even know what else is coming out. Like
nothing matters. Nothing matters.
I haven't paid attention to anything but Elden Ring. Elden Ring. I can't wait,
bro. Everyone keeps asking me, like, bro, you're gonna do Elden Ring? Because, like, I play Demon Souls on stream, and they're like, hey, you gonna do that Elden Ring? I'm like, no. I mean, not right away, not at all. By the time I get to Elden Ring, they'll probably make the sequel. Honestly, it's gonna take me forever to get to Elden Ring. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Elden Ring, just a side little thing. People forget that Sekiro is an Activision title.
Oh,
yeah. It's not. Like, actually, I don't even know who published the other ones. Is it Bandai? Was it Bandai Namco? Do they publish the Soul series?
Yeah, I know
Sony published Demon Souls. Sony published Demon Souls.
Yeah, but Souls the Dark Souls, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, and then Sony published Bloodborne, and then Activision published Sekiro, and I don't know who's publishing Elden Ring. Maybe it's Bandai again. But yeah, man. So it's kind of interesting. Xbox may have Sekiro, or at least the IP. I don't know what's going to come of it. But honestly, that doesn't touch. I don't give a fuck, right? But like, Xbox needs games like those, honestly, to kind of fill out their ecosystem, like with their library of games. Kind of break more for variety. So that would actually be good.
Is on the Xbox.
I know, but I mean, like, if it became an exclusive at that point, now they could treat it as like a proprietary IP. Anyways. So Elden Ring, that's it, huh? Just nothing else but Elden Ring?
I honestly couldn't tell you for sure what else is coming out. I don't know.
All right, well that's quick and easy.
Is Starfield coming out this year?
Starfield. I don't know, bro.
Okay, Dying Light 2. I'll be all over that for sure.
Bro. Okay, it won't be at launch, but eventually that game's going to get cross-plat. We can play it, bro. We can play it on the channel.
Let's go. We'll do it.
We can play Dying Light. I will play that with you. I will play that. I won't feel scared because I'll have you to help me. Yeah, because they said it was not going to come on a launch, and I didn't even know they were doing that. But I was like, oh, cross-plat? Yeah. Oh. I was like, okay. So when they does,
Dying Light 2, yeah, I'm excited.
When it does, I'll let you know. Because I'll pick it up. I'll pick it up when it does. Yeah, so because I played it with you, or I watched you play it. It's a game I would play, for sure. Maybe not by myself, but I would definitely play it. I mean, okay, how scary is it? Like, because you're not a scary guy either. How bad is it?
When you're underpowered, when you don't have a lot of good weapons, night is
terrifying,
suspenseful. Not terrifying. It's suspenseful. Like, you get sweaty. Like, my hands sweat more than normal. Like, because it's like, especially when you're being chased. But like, as soon as you get good weapons, it's not that bad.
I mean, you still have the element of surprise from the monsters, right? Even if, I mean,
They're always on your radar, so
Oh,
you don't ever really get
you have a
surprised
radar?
unless you're not paying attention.
How do you
Yeah.
have a zombie radar?
Yep. Game logic. I don't know. It's but you have a
Okay.
little thing and they show their like cone vision, so you can kind of.
Huh. Okay.
It's not that bad.
Alrighty. And it seems to
But
be,
it's suspenseful.
at least with everything I've seen in Dying Light 2 so far, it seems to be more focused on the human stuff,
It definitely is. Yeah,
not so much on the horror aspect.
it is because like humans have rebuilt like the civilizations
Oh, they've
up.
made
So there's like
progress. Okay.
yeah, there's gonna be distinct like factions of like literally like kingdoms that you can side with and kind of influence on who takes over the map and stuff.
Reminds me of fucking Metro, honestly.
Yeah, kind of.
Because there was like 3 factions in Metro. I don't think you joined with any one of them particularly, but like, well, you're already you're part of the Spartans, I believe, like Spartan Rangers and all that. But there's like 3 factions. Anyways, beside the point. Yeah, I think it comes out in February. I think.
Yeah, it does.
I think it does. Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah,
it's supposed to come out like mid last year.
Yeah, I feel like it was supposed to come out like 5 years ago. But they're like, let's just give more content for Dying Light 1.
which to be fair to them, they fucking did.
They did.
I was literally on Dying Light last year, and they were still like, "Hey, it's a baseball bat time," and like any baseball bat you had, like launch zombies, and it was the fucking coolest thing. I was just like, ping, and it would just like fly off into the sunset, and like there was a community goal to make zombies travel like 1,000,000 miles or something like that. So like they know how to fucking keep a game fun.
That's true.
So I was out there just like fucking like finding the right angle to fucking just launch a zombie.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
it was great.
It was impressive. It was impressive to see that. Like, I mean, it's not often. I know Witcher 3 got a lot of support too for some time. It's not often when a game gets that much support. But anyways, for me, man, I mean, this is gonna come no surprise because I'm a fucking slow ass gamer, and I just, oh gosh, yeah, I mean, there's nothing like I'm itching to play because I don't know everything's coming out either. Because like so many things say they're coming out, and a lot of those games are like indie games, you know, or like AA games that I don't know about.
Yeah.
And I'm not chomping at the bit for Horizon Forbidden West, even though I'm sure that will be great. Even God of War Ragnarok, I am more excited for that because I have now played God of War, and so I've seen what they've done so far, and I'm like, I don't even know how you do better. Honestly, like to play that on PS5 is going to be a treat. I can tell you that, bro. I can tell you that. Like, I'd
replay that for sure.
I haven't seen graphics look that good. Like the God of War 2018, I haven't seen graphics look that good in a long time, man. Like that was stupid. And how they look good like all the time. Like they never stopped looking good. Like for instance, comparison with Neo, right, which came out in 2017. Neo 1, that is. And the cutscenes, the characters look wonderful, right? Look great. And like there's points where things don't look that good. And I'm like, there's like a little bit of inconsistency with character models sometimes. But like with God of War, man, just oh fuck. Now I understand why it took 5 years for them to make it, or however long it was.
Like, watch out! Game of the year, Elix 2.
Okay,
the sequel
story time.
Long anticipated
story time, everybody. Story time with Uncle RJ and David. So Elix,
we played it.
Elix has a little bit of a history with us, with the CHG boys, before we were the CHG boys. So back in like 2016 or something, 2015 maybe even, we went to PAX for the first time together. It was fucking awesome. We went like on a Saturday. We almost didn't even get to go. I think we had to buy tickets on eBay or some shit, like because we missed out. We missed out initially on the day.
Care of it,
yeah. So we're walking around just amazed, just having the time of our lives, like two bros do. We get to a booth, one of the indie booths. Like we're like in a kind of like an indie section of sorts. And this game is called like it's like, oh, play this game. It's called Elix. And we're like, okay, all right. So I think I played it actually, and
yeah, you were messing around.
I was messing around
with it a little bit.
Okay, cool. So yeah, we messed around with it, and then we're like, he's like telling, the reps telling us about it, and we were kind of getting a sense of like it had like a weird mashup of like kind of a Dark Souls combat, like in slow and kind of slow pace, but like every hit counts and stuff. But then also like weird dialogue options like Mass Effect. but then also like a bunch of loot and stuff to get, like loot games. And we walked away honestly kind of confused.
Well, and also, so like we had a like one of the main like guys there. Like he was like not just like someone they hired to
Oh,
talk
like a
about it,
developer or
but
like
he
a
was
who? You know,
yeah, he
okay.
was one of the developers, and he was talking to us the whole
And
time
that's who that was. Okay, I wasn't sure
about
who it was. Okay.
yeah,
But he was
yeah,
telling us,
because
yeah,
he had because like it was I can't remember the studio that did it.
no one does.
The same guys, the same guys who originally did dark, dark, the ones with the horses of the apocalypse.
Darksiders?
Yeah,
Wait.
Darksiders. Pretty sure.
Oh, really? So is it like the whole?
Pretty
Is it the
sure.
same studio, or like some people from that studio and they went and made their own studio?
Either or, but I'm
Huh.
pretty sure that's who it was.
Okay.
Anyway, so he had like a Welsh or whatever accent they have. So like he was from there. And so he was telling about us and like he was like, this isn't like the final gameplay. We're gonna do a lot more. But the funny thing is when the game came out, it was pretty much the
Oh
same
yeah,
thing.
and when
I was like, this is the same thing I played at
and when the
PAX.
game
Like,
came out, it reviewed terribly, and I even had to remind myself: is this that game? Is this the game? And Dave
yeah.
was like, "Yeah, that's the game." I was like, "That's the game we played it," because we didn't play a whole lot of games because it's really hard to play some of the games, and we didn't want to stand
Yeah,
in
you
line.
really just like did the ones that weren't popular.
Yeah, and we didn't want to
That's
stand
where
in
we
line.
also played Biomutant.
Yes, it is. Was it that one or the
Yeah.
second time we visited PAX?
It was the first
Time? Okay.
Yeah,
Well, we
the
waited a
second time
little
we
bit.
really
We
didn't
waited
do
a little bit
anything.
for that one, but that was worth it. That was fun.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, the game reviewed terribly. It got like 4s and 5s at best, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And I've been meaning to buy it on PS4 because it's always on sale for like $3. But apparently, the trophies are fucking hella hard to get, so it's been like it's been kind of making me hesitant to buy it. And also, I just know the game is like mediocre at best, you know. So it's like I don't know if I want to get.
Yeah.
But like, I'm like Elix 2. I'm like, are you kidding me? Elix 2?
Yeah, yeah. And so here's another couple of highlights real quick. Just because I was
I don't know
going
if you
over the
can beat
list and
Elix 2, bro. I don't know if you're gonna
some
top
of these are
that.
funny. So one, like Starfield does come out this year, or if as long as it doesn't get delayed.
Supposedly.
Chernobyl got delayed until next year, so that's not going to come out this year. But Cyberpunk 2077 will finally
The
get
next gen update?
their next gen update in to be announced. So maybe not.
No, it's not coming.
to be announced.
Probably like in December.
It's amazing that it still hasn't come out.
Well,
Like they're like, yeah, you're gonna get your next gen updates like the month after it comes out, and then they're just like, holy fuck, our whole company's on fire.
yeah.
So anyway, but let's get to it.
Well, I was gonna say I'm not gonna play it, but I am like pumped for everyone else for the Star Wars.
Lego?
No.
Oh.
Knights of the Old Republic remake.
Oh,
So I
yeah.
think that's coming this year, later this. I think, and if it does, I'm not gonna. I mean, I'm actually. You know what? You know what? I shouldn't say that. Maybe I will because it's a remake, so they could change a lot of how it used to. Not make it so rudimentary and stuff like that. Because I've seen old footage of that, and I'm like, that's not a game I would play. But if they kind of depending on how they update it, that might be a game I play. And
is that only on the PlayStation?
I think it might be a limited exclusive.
I hope so. I'll be
I think it's just a limited exclusive. I don't think it's going to be a full blown exclusive release because that would be a little shot back. Not a big one, but a tiny little shot back nonetheless. Given what happened recently, but I'm excited for everyone else because people who like that's a game that gets like old gamers back into gaming. You know what I mean? Like Doom.
As long as you don't fuck it up.
When Doom came out in 2015 or whenever, like I remember we were working there, and I don't know if I don't know where you were. I was working there, and I saw like people who like I've never seen, like middle-aged dudes, like 30-year-old guys, 40, 50-year-old dudes, like saying like, yo, I gotta pick up that Doom. Like they probably haven't touched a console in like a decade, but they're like, yo, Doom is back. I'm back. So like, that brought gamers back from the dead, honestly. And I think this game could do the same because that game has one of the biggest followings. I think it's
hopefully
it'll be
a return to form for
it's a little
BioWare.
bit past cult following, in my opinion. It's a little bit more than cult following. It's still pretty big. It still has one of the best twists. I think the second one has one of the best twists in gaming history.
It's the first one.
Is it the first? Okay, sorry, first one. One of the best gaming twists of all time. from what I've seen at least, because it keeps getting talked about on like all the YouTube channels. And I was like, oh,
it is pretty
shit.
crazy because it involved you.
Yeah.
So like you had to reconcile with the like, am I evil?
Mhm.
Like, am I a Sith Lord? Or like, has this experience changed me? Like, it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
Like,
it kind of makes me feel, not reminisce because this one came later, but kind of reminds you of Spec Ops: The Line, with their twist that they pulled at the end too, which was similar.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm excited for that. So I guess God of War Ragnarok, I want to just see how they can progress. Like, how can you build upon something like this, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that on the PlayStation 4, which sucks, but like I gotta play it.
So
So
it's still gonna. I mean, I'm sure it's still gonna look good.
It's gonna look at least as good as
yeah,
the first
it'll look just as good. I mean, if they kept the same engine for the PS4 version, it's gonna look just as good. So you'll be fine.
But we'll see.
We'll see. And it seems to be, at least so far, with these cross-gen games, the last-gen versions have not been getting burned.
But God of War was not originally planned to be a cross-generational, so we'll see.
It wasn't,
we'll see.
but we'll see what happens. But I think it won't be a Shadows of Mordor situation, all right? And people don't play the PS3 or 360 version of Shadows of Mordor. It is one of the most garbage. It's basically a port. It's not even a actual game they made from start to finish. They just fucking ported that shit.
It's like they took the heart out of the game and just was like,
put the shell.
Here's the cadaver. Because they couldn't do the Nemesis system, so they're just like, here's a.
Oh, you think that's fucking? You think that's the problem? That's not the problem.
Yeah,
that
was for me. That was the problem.
That's not the problem. The problem is you can't see a damn thing. The lighting's bad. The loading times are atrocious. It moves at like 10 frames a minute or second. That was like, it's not optimized. They didn't optimize it at all. You know what I should do? If I see you again, I should go grab that game. We should play it like an episode, like just one episode on the channel, just to have you see the bullshit that I went through. Anyways, we're getting sidetracked. Let's get on with our main thing here. So we talked about it last week. Microsoft bought Activision. Everyone knows, like, the high is running down, the tears have stopped shedding, mainly from me, and we're now just kind of looking forward to the what ifs. What will happen? So far, at least, we've confirmed that Call of Duty will be on PlayStation for the foreseeable future. I think that's just code for like as long until the contract runs out or something like that. We'll see what happens, but at least for the foreseeable future, COD will be on PlayStation for now. No one's talked about any of the other IPs, so who knows? But anyways, we're going to talk about the PC and the mobile side of things, because not only did Microsoft get COD, Crash, Tony, Sekiro, and a whole plethora of other properties, but they also got their whole mobile thing, which includes Candy Crush, which that alone, I mean, but there's other ones too underneath of that, and then they also got their pretty much all of Blizzard, all of their properties: Overwatch, StarCraft, World of Warcraft,
Diablo,
and I think there's another one. I can't. It's
just Warcraft. They want to.
Is it just okay? And Warcraft by itself. So StarCraft. I mean, come on, those are 5. I mean, stupid big, especially for the esports scene. So now they have like a huge footprint in the esports scene, bigger than they already may have with Gears and Halo. So yeah, that's just as big.
They basically own esports now, like,
more or less.
Other than Fortnite, which has been dying in the esports scene.
Hasn't.
Yeah,
really?
Like, so you have like the big ones are Valorant, Call of Duty. Then you have things like StarCraft and that genre.
Titanfall 2. What?
I wish, bro. Titanfall 2 is so good.
I just wanted to say that.
The more Counter-Strike.
Oh, CS:GO. Yeah, that'll never go. That'll never
they own a lot of the big ones. But like,
what about Team Fortress?
I think Team Fortress, it still has its following, but like not. I want to say in the esports.
Yeah, in the esports scene, is it not there?
I don't think so. I haven't seen it. I never see news articles talking about it.
Okay.
But anyway, I think what the big thing is, and I think we touched on this last podcast, but one of the things I think is overlooked and that I think Microsoft might be the most excited about is the mobile portion of this. Mainly because, one, it makes a shit ton of money, like a metric ton of money, and also they don't have this controversy or need to think about like, do we keep it multi-plat? Is it an exclusive? They literally just take this thing that makes a bunch of money, and now it just makes a bunch of money for them.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all the decision they have to make. Like, keep doing what they're doing, keep raking in the money, and
Yeah,
there you
honestly, it
go.
would be smart if they didn't do anything. Like, I would go as far even to like don't even. I don't think they even need to like do any kind of reorganizing. Like, with just
Yeah.
leadership, they don't need. It doesn't seem that they're doing much wrong, right?
Or they bring back the Microsoft phones and they make Candy Crush exclusive to Microsoft phones. Suck it, Android and iPhone.
I
If you
don't
want to
even.
play Candy Crush, you gotta buy a Microsoft phone. I had a Microsoft phone.
I don't even think that would save the Microsoft phones.
I had a
I
Microsoft phone.
had I had a friend in
Cool.
college who had one because I think his dad worked for Microsoft, or no, he was a contractor with Microsoft for a time, and so he
Yeah.
had, I think, what do they call it, the Live or something? What did they call
I can't
that phone?
remember.
But he
I can't
had it,
remember.
and he said it was all right.
I like the
But
iOS. The iOS was really cool because it had like in Windows 10, how you have the little like squares of the apps. So like, I don't know. I like the iOS. The iOS was cool. It was easy to
bro, you're
navigate,
like,
but it didn't have any fucking apps for the mobile phone. Like, there was nothing.
yes, I mean, I don't even think Candy Crush could push it. Maybe they, okay. They get Candy Crush, right? Exclusive to our new phones are coming out. And then they raise Flappy Bird from the dead. And they put Flappy Bird exclusive on the phone. And they bring that back. Oh man. I hope there's no one here young enough that they don't know what Flappy Bird is. I hope everyone listening to this knows what Flappy Bird is. Because, oh man, you had to be there. You
Yeah.
had to be there, man. People were selling phones with Flappy Bird on it for like $10,000. It was crazy. I like Flappy
Just
Bird.
go to Dave and Buster's. They have a Flappy Bird machine there.
They do. It is awesome. I played that with my sister. Her and I had a little bit of a rivalry with Flappy Bird. We both got pretty good at it. And then I at the arcade actually at round one. Do you know what round one is?
Yeah,
Remember
round one. Yeah,
Okay, yeah. They had it
they have
too,
one there. Yeah.
and I was constantly getting the bonus, like the bonus one. I was constantly breaking the high score because I was able to translate my skills from the phone to real life, and I was just racking up tickets, bro. It was awesome. But yeah, like the Candy Crush by itself is probably the biggest as far as monetary value acquisition that Microsoft has got. I mean, it's probably bigger
I
than
mean,
Call
I
of
don't
Duty,
know. I
honestly.
think Call of Duty is probably bigger. Um,
Not by a huge margin,
in
I argue.
total, but like they don't need to worry about splitting revenue with anybody or any deals that they need to make. Like, now when the deal goes in, it's just now that makes money for them. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Well, I
just
mean, yeah.
easy.
There's nothing. I mean, that's what I'm saying. They don't. I don't think they need to touch any. If there's, I wouldn't say if they're smart because I mean, honestly, I don't know what's going on. But like, it seems to be that the smart thing
It's
to do.
it's almost like passive revenue stream
Yeah.
for them, almost in a
Well,
way.
yeah. I mean, and that's the whole purpose of a mobile game is to create passive revenue. Um, but it just seems to be the smart thing to do would just be like, all right, you got it. You guys are doing a good job. Keep doing what you're doing. Like, and then call it a day. Like, keep the leadership the same. Keep the people in charge the same. This and that. Don't got to worry about nothing, right? Let them do
Yeah.
their thing because they've been killing it for so long. Because, I mean, we talked about this last week, but like people, we have to we have to accept mobile gaming as a thing, even if we don't know some of us don't do it. But mobile gaming is so popular because, like David said, it creates passive revenue through microtransactions because that's the one platform where people don't really bitch about microtransactions. I've heard some people actually say that's where they belong. Like, put them back into the mobile games, get them out of our console games, right? And why do you think though that every console fucking publisher took that concept from mobile and put it to console because of how
We
much money it made?
Yeah, we've talked about it in a different podcast, and we have varying different opinions on it. But I think it needs to. I think some kind of different monetary thing needs to happen in games. We're not going to get games without some kind of extra monetary scheme, if you will, just because of how the industry goes. But yeah, no, it's definitely a big thing. PC is different.
Very PC might be even more fucking rabid than all of them, honestly, than
Yeah.
everything. That's
Well,
going to be the weird
World of
one.
Warcraft is still huge. It's still ginormous. I think it's
Yeah,
I don't know. I've never been into MMOs, but I've had the feeling that it's been dying off from its
it's
world
been pissing
conquering
people off. I'll
craze.
say it's been pissing people off. I know that for sure. Um, from a lot of the decisions I've been making, a lot of the updates, a lot of, I mean, they've been, and every time they try to do something new, it fucks shit up. And also a lot of people are leaving because they're finally, because like with like toxicity becoming more like able, willing to be talked about in gaming now. I've heard a lot of people leaving because it's just too toxic now. It's just too ridiculous. Like they don't want it. If not with work, if not with WoW, then the other ones. Heart of Stones or Hearthstone.
Hearthstones.
Hearthstone. There was another one. League. LOL. There we go. But that's not Blizzard. But like
Yeah,
any of those.
LOL is very toxic. I tried to play LOL and like, I went into like an official match, and I don't think I did all that bad. Like I didn't die that many times, and like we barely lost the match. But like some jackass in the comments was like, "You didn't do this strategy and hold your lane properly," and blah 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 blah. Go back to practice matches, you fucking noob. Like I was just like, what the fuck? I
Yeah,
was
I
like,
mean,
never mind, delete.
and I know Overwatch has a big toxicity problem too. The developers are like Blizzard's put out many reports of them
Well,
trying to
so
find
like,
so many different ways to remove toxic players or cheaters or whatever have
well,
you.
this is another thing, but I think it is because LoL and because Overwatch, they have such a strong meta in the fact that like if you don't play to the meta, like if you don't play to your role that is in the meta, it affects the game. Like it's your team will have a really hard time
Yeah, I
winning
know.
if your healer isn't doing its healing
Hmm.
job.
Hmm.
And same with LoL. Like the guy was probably right. We probably did lose because I didn't fucking know how to do the lanes correctly or whatever. So like you make these creative games that are very complex, and they're not just bang bang shoot shoot. They're more complex. But then if you have people not playing the game properly, same with Rainbow Six Siege, then
Oh yeah,
the people
Siege.
who are the people who are playing the games correctly get pissed because their whole game was ruined because this noob who doesn't know what he's fucking doing isn't playing
Oh,
in the meta right.
I've heard Siege. Yeah, Siege can get rough too. Siege has a meta as well.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
for me with the PC games, it's the same thing that I said with the last time. This just adds to Game Pass. It adds to the PC portion of Game Pass. If I ever get my long awaited dream of being able to play PC games on my Series X, which they have the fucking capability, damn it. They just haven't done it. If I right now I can play fucking Call of Duty with a keyboard and mouse on my Series X if I wanted to. So they can do that. The machine recognizes it. They have the processing power. They you can play fucking Microsoft Air, Flight Sim on my Series X, which is one of the most demanding PC games out there. So why can't I play Age of Empires, which they got with this acquisition, or
That was an Activision title.
Warcraft? I think so. I
Oh,
could be wrong. I could be
okay.
totally wrong. Let me double check on that. But or whatever, Warcraft. Like so, like if they ever do that, then you have even more flexibility with Game Pass. So because like on the PC, like there was this one guy that was complaining when I was arguing about the Game Pass, my idea about Game Pass. He's like, I have Game Pass for PC and it's shit. And he's right. They don't have a lot of games on the PC that are PC games on Game Pass, which is a problem for that. Now they've just fixed that. Like now they have some of the best PC games out there on their
So
Game
you're
Pass.
what you're also saying that if you're kind of going back to your Game Pass argument that you don't expect any of those games to become exclusive to like the Microsoft. I don't know how you would buy a PC thing on Microsoft if they would, but you're not expecting
So
it to be
it's
exclusive to
easier on
that.
no, it's easier on so like they're not going to put it on Steam because it's easier on PC to just because PC you can just download Microsoft's
Is it Microsoft Store? Put on the
store.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can just download that and then play it. So they don't have to worry about, Sony stuff, because it's not like, if you don't buy a Microsoft PC, which they don't really have anymore, you can't get Game Pass. It's on any PC, any operating system. So,
But like, you don't expect it to be where like they're going to remove it from the Steam store or from
I
the
do.
Epic store.
No,
That's what I was
that I
getting
do.
at. Okay, so
That I do.
you
For
think it will be?
PC, I do, because they already have it built in to where a PC gamer can just download the Microsoft store.
So like, it's exclusive, but still not in a way, because yeah, you can only get it from one marketplace, but that
Yeah,
marketplace is available on any
on your
computer.
yeah,
Okay.
and again, like that's the same idea that I have for Sony. Like Sony, it's like the PlayStation will just become a platform to play games, and then you have the service of Game Pass to enable those games. It's the same idea.
That's so weird though, because it's like,
And
even if
that's
they
and
took
that's
out even if they took out the word Xbox from Game Pass, I'm always going to think of it as Xbox Game Pass, right?
yeah,
So it's going to be
and you
weird.
will.
Well, it's going to be weird for me to think of as the PlayStation as an Xbox Game Pass machine. That's so like that. I can't. That just
And it's just,
sounds like
and I think
it's
that's
just
what systems
weird.
will. I think that's what systems will eventually become. Is that it's not going to be a, like you'll think of it more as like a Fire Stick or a Roku stick or something like that. That just it's a thing that enables you to play games, and then you play the games through, Microsoft's service or Sony's service or whoever, EA's service, whatever you want to get, and you can download those apps and then play the games through those apps. And it's just the thing that allows that
Man,
process.
you were getting too far into the future, my friend. I'll just say that.
Dude, I think that's where it's fucking going.
Well, look,
But anyway,
let's slow down. Let's slow down the brakes on that, because you're making me scared for physical games, and I'm still
well,
old
yeah,
school.
that's
All right,
fucking
you don't
dumb.
gotta fucking okay. All us boomers out here fucking crying inside. But yeah, so here's the thing. Like, okay, so back to PC. So your argument, which I was thinking too, might happen. I mean, this is a very big viable thing. Is so of that happening, right? What?
One second,
Age of
never mind.
Empires?
Age of Empires is already owned by. Oh wait, no, that's Microsoft. So no, it's not an Activision title.
Cool. So sorry, bitching.
But it is an Xbox Game Studios title, so Xbox already owns it.
What the fuck does that mean? Oh, whatever. Anyways, okay, I'm okay. Shut up. So the idea of the being exclusive to one marketplace is very real, and I don't know the ins and outs of like, is that a monopoly? Is that antitrust situation? I don't care. So I don't know. But a lot of people on PC, a lot of people play games on PC, like play console games on PC, whatever, right? But a lot of people play Overwatch, WoW, blah, 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 blah. So and I do know that people can be very, very loyal to these marketplaces. When Epic Games came and started buying all those publishers out and made their games exclusive on Epic Games, the backlash was fierce. I'm reading about it. I was just in the sidelines because I don't care, but it was fierce. Them Steam people were losing their minds, and now we have the same thing happening, or potentially happening with Microsoft, but on arguably the biggest IPs in the PC world. Um, and it is, oh man, I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be a battle. I'm going to be watching from the sidelines because I don't have a PC, and nor would I play PC games. That's not my thing. But a lot of people are. So I mean, for all of you guys that do play PC games, if you play those ones that are owned by Activision, we would love to hear you guys. Let us know what you think. Like, do you think it's complete bullshit if it happens? You just want to keep buying stuff on Steam. You like Steam. You don't want to move on to Microsoft, or are you fine because you're still not technically like losing the ability to play those games. You just have to just do it on a different marketplace.
Yeah, and I could be wrong because like Elder Scrolls and Fallout's still on Steam. I just checked.
Well,
so
of course they'd be on Steam still. Oh wait, you're right because they bought Bethesda last year or whatever. Oh no, was it earlier this year? Was it last year? It all blends together, man.
Last year.
I think it was last year.
Last year for sure because yeah,
I think it was last year.
But like also that's kind of different. Like maybe games moving forward from Bethesda will be only on Microsoft because like if they just all of a sudden cut it off, you would have thousands of people who had it on Steam who then couldn't play it on Steam,
That would be
and they would
that
have
makes
like
sense.
this
Yeah.
transfer process.
Oh
Like it'd
geez,
be
yeah. The
weird.
backlash on that would be fun to watch, honestly.
But we'll see if Starfield. We'll
Um,
see if Starfield is on Steam.
That will
Maybe I
be
can check
a
that.
good indicator if they do, because they haven't said one way or the other. I think people are we're just assuming it'd be on Steam, but
I mean, if they're not doing pre-orders on Steam, that would tell. So I'll check that. But anyway, continue with your thought.
But I was just gonna. Well, we'll have to see what happens whenever that game comes out, because I don't
Yeah.
think it will be out this year. I'm just putting my. That's my prediction. It's not coming out this year. Um, so yeah, I mean, we don't have the passion that we did with the console side, but make no mistake that this is the other side of how big of an acquisition this is. The mainstream will only talk about COD and like console games, but we understand that like for the PC and mobile people, like this is stupid huge. I mean, mobile guys don't really lose anything unless you have to, I guess, download the Microsoft app and download it from the Microsoft store going forward.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. But honestly, I don't see that big of a deal because like to download an app on your phone is probably a lot more easier and also easier for people to get behind than doing it on your computer. I think because the people playing those games, they don't really care. They don't not loyal because people on mobile, they're casual gamers more often than not, and so they don't really care. Like, all right, I gotta get it here.
Yeah,
I'll get it here.
if an update pops up that's like, hey, to continue playing Candy Crush, you have to download this app. They're just gonna be like,
yeah, okay, cool. Delete, install.
yeah. So I just checked on December 20th. There was an article from PC Gamer that said that Starfield just got a page on Steam. So at least Starfield will be on Steam. So
that was December 20th, though. It can always get taken down.
It's true.
It can always get taken down. It happens all the time.
We'll see.
So we'll have to see what happens. Mobile people, have fun. You're not losing anything. PC guys, hey, I have it out for you, but I don't think it's as bad as the console situation because it's just a matter of just sucking up your pride and just downloading the Microsoft app. If that is what it comes to, and then just playing. I mean, yeah, there is a file transfer situation that may or may not be smooth. If you just want to continue playing the game or what, I don't know how strict it would be, but like you might have that to deal with. But honestly, it's the console people that are getting the biggest brunt of this, at least immediately. And so, but we feel for you guys. We feel for you. We thought it was important to bring up the second half of this acquisition that doesn't really get talked about as much, but is equally important to a lot of people, if not more. Because there's some people like that guy who yelled at you when you played LOL. That's his life. That's his life, bro. That's all he does. Probably is LOL. I mean, those people are no joke. WoW people are no joke. Hearthstone, Overwatch, Warcraft, all those people are no joke, man. That is their life. That is their life. And I know I knew a dude in middle school who played RuneScape back in the day. Dude, we used to joke with him that like because I never heard of an MMO. I didn't know what those even were really. And I was like, oh, how do you win? He was like, you don't really win. You can always keep playing and doing stuff. And so he played it so much that honestly, I was like, bro, I think you beat it. Like, I think you beat the game. Like, you've done so much and gotten everything there is to get. Like, there's nothing else that could be keeping you going except for just talking with people you met. Like, that's it. Like, you beat the game. Like, that was like a joke I used to run with him. So, because that's how much he played it. Like, that was his fucking life. Like, it is no joke. These people are no joke, man. These are the most dedicated people I've met my entire life. If we could get people as dedicated to MMOs as we are to our fucking government, man, we would have everything fixed. Everything in this country would be fixed if we had that same level of passion. We'd be the best fucking country on this planet, bro. Anyways, this is a little joke, a little political joke. Yeah, so let's wrap up this podcast here, guys. Not as long as last time, but that's to be expected here. But yeah, like I said before, if you're a PC person, which I know there's a lot of you out there who like to play your games on PC, let us know what you think about any potential
downloading
worries
another operating system.
Is it operating system or just a store?
Whatever, storefront, whatever you want to
Our system would be a lot more complicated. Well,
a launching browser.
A launcher, I think they call them.
Yeah, a launcher.
We're not. You could tell we don't play PC games.
How would you feel about How would you feel about downloading another one?
Yeah, if you don't already have Epic and Steam as it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, like let us know what you feel about it. We don't know what'll happen. Obviously, we don't know. We probably won't find out for some months what's coming on that front. But let us know what you think about it. If you're a mobile person, just say hi because you don't. Nothing matters to you. Just say hi, I guess, and keep playing your Mario Kart Star Tour or whatever they called it. What was that one? What was that Mario Kart game on mobile? What's it called? Something Tour?
Don't know.
Oh, whatever.
Don't know.
Anyways, but yeah, let's wrap up here for you guys. Thank you for watching. We put out videos every Monday. Well, sometimes Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's usually the intended date. Sometimes it's not. But and I've been streaming at least a couple days a week. I don't have a set schedule, but I've been streaming Kingdom Hearts, Chain of Memories. And that's about it. Yeah, that's what's going on. So we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.